So one day you're just driving along to work and bam, you get hit by a deer.
A deer hit my freaking truck on the way here. And look at this. I can't open that. Look, it's open. They even got my light in the front. I go to pop the turn signal on, and what does it say? It says left turn indicator failure. But hey, the A-frame's looking good. But then I had to have my truck towed to the body shop, and I got a rental car. And the insurance company put me in this little meet mobile.
And for a guy like me, who's used to driving a truck, adjusting to a small car can be really difficult. I'm hitting my head on the ceiling. Oh, now I have a headache. So even getting hit by a fully grown deer and almost dropping a 300-pound rafter could not stop this build. The A-frame for Airbnb here in beautiful Canyon Lake, Texas is coming up nicely and looking amazing. Now up to this point in building the A-frame, I've done most of the work myself. I've had some help along the way, like my nephew and some friends, but the A-frame is about 41 feet off of the ground to the very top point. And it's really pushed some of my personal limits, such as my acute fear of heights. I call it acute because I really just don't want to admit that I actually have a real fear of heights. Now I know I have an issue with it because when I get to about 14 feet off of the ground, my knees start shaking a little bit. So that's why I had to hire these guys. Now right here, the roofers are actually adding in a subfascia to the end of the rafter tails for me. Our subfascia board does help structurally because it's locking in the rafters together at the bottom and giving the overall structure some more rigidity. And when it comes to the roofers from now on, I'm just going to refer to them as the Magnificent Seven. The roofers are really a cohesive team. Like, everyone knows their roles and they play it well. Like, you have the cut man over here, you have the guys on the lower level of the ladders, and then you have the guys who have no fear of heights and are really happy to get all the way on top of the actual structure.
So here I am, just sitting here watching these guys work. They're really good, but it's kind of funny because, you know, usually I'm doing everything, but now I'm just sitting here watching, which is a really different experience for me. And I will say this too, it's also really cold. It's like near freezing. I think it's in the 30s. It's starting to warm up a little bit now that it's getting closer to about 10 o'clock, but still it's cold, man. These guys are braving it out too.
So what you're looking at right here are the guys putting down the moisture barrier. And the purpose of that is to help prevent water vapor from reaching inside the walls / roof of the A-frame, because that water can condense and it can cause these building materials, the rafters and the OSB and anything else like the insulation, drywall, everything we're going to have in here to actually rot and grow mold. So it's super important that we put this down the right way. And that's why the guys are starting at the bottom of the structure and working their way up. So as water falls on the house, if it ever did get behind the shingles, it can actually just fall onto the moisture barrier and not into the house. It has no way of getting in there. Now you guys know my motto, only the best for my guests. And that's why we wanted to put in this skylight. So my wife had the idea of having the super nice skylight in what we're calling the remote work office that'll be here at the A-frame. So imagine you're in the remote work office, you're shooting out some emails, and you can look over to the forest to your left and see beautiful trees. Maybe you'll see some wildlife. Either way, it'll be really cool as you're working / relaxing Well, the only thing was I took the Skylight out of the box and I measured it, and I took that same measurement to go in between the rafters, and it was just a ½ inch too big. It drove me crazy because this is a really nice Skylight. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to return the Skylight, but it's all good because I know we'll find another one that's just as great, but a little bit smaller. So while I was watching the Magnificent Seven do their thing, I got a call from my next door neighbor, Dennis.
So how are you doing?
Good, man. I'm just here watching these guys. These guys are pros, you know, so they don't need my help. Yeah. So hopefully I think they can knock it out in a couple days. Maybe, shoot, I don't know, but they're going pretty fast.
When's your truck gonna be done?
I don't know. They said it should be done this week, but we'll see. Hopefully I get it by Friday. I only have this rental car until Friday. Well, I can pay for extra days, but I really don't want to.
Okay, I'll let you go.
All right, I'll see you.
Bye.
All right, bye.
Alrighty, y'all. So I just want to take a time out here and just really talk about my experience so far as working with subcontractors. So the way that I met these guys is through my roofer. I used a local roofer, got on Google and looked up a bunch of roofers. I talked to a tremendous amount. I mean, I must have had, I don't know, 10 meetings. People say meet with 3 roofers and go from there. I met with at least 10, like here and another one on the phone, just to see like what the price would be. And I went through the experience of trying to see how much a metal roof would cost. I wanted a black metal roof at first. I thought that'd be really nice, but I got the prices back on those roofs and they're anywhere from like 50,000 at the most. Oh, cardinals. I see a cardinal right now. They say when you see a cardinal, let me see if I can show you guys. Ah, she just left. Come back. Get to the chopper. All right, my bad. Okay, so back to what I was saying before I got distracted with the birds. They just say when you see cardinals, it's like you seeing a loved one that maybe has passed away. So when I see a cardinal, I think of my grandma. So RP grandma. She's a very good Christian influence on my life, even though she didn't see it that much when she was still alive. So a little bit, not a lot of it, but a little bit. I think that I learned one thing that I would do differently from framing this A-frame, and that is I would do a ridge beam. I didn't do a ridge beam because I didn't want to go up so high because I was just worried about what I could do. But looking back, I think that, especially now that I know some subcontractor guys, what I would do is meet up with them from the jump and utilize their resources, like their ladders, their tools, their whatever, to make that ridge beam up there. I'd probably do it like that if I were to do an A-frame again. But, you know, what can you do? You live and you learn. And that's really just making me better as a real estater, developer, construction guy, whatever you want to call it. And then it was time for me to help the roofers lift up the last 2 rafters. And well, watch this. Yep, it's not just nails, hammers, and chasing dreams on this channel. Sometimes it's just pure comedy. I am happy to report that no roofers were hurt in the attempt of building this A-frame.
Hello, this is Bobby calling from Joe Hudson Collision Center. I am just calling to inform you that your vehicle currently is ready for pickup.
My truck? Oh, I'm in the car. Yes, thank God. Hold on, watch this, watch this, watch this. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, I'm happy. Okay, back to the build. So I just got back from picking up my truck and I'm seeing the roof for the very first time and it looks amazing. Like, it's so black, it's so dark. It has this really good quality to it. It's really hard to describe, I guess, but once you get here, you are absolutely gonna love it. I think these roofers just need one more day because this side behind me is completely done. It has all the asphalt shingles on it, and the other side just needs its moisture barrier as well as the shingles. So I think on Monday, it'll be all done, and we'll be on to framing up our 2 big walls.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They finished already?
They finished this side so far.
Are they still there or no?
No, they left. They were leaving as I was coming in, and I just got to like looking at it and inspecting it and all that good stuff. But yeah,
that other side though, wow, it looks
it's amazing, right?
It's funny because it gives like a, like, I was a little hesitant about not getting metal,
Yeah,
but it gives a very like Hansel and Gretel kind of vibe
yeah,
because it's in the forest and stuff, you know, so it looks amazing.
yeah. It looks super awesome.
That's our house.
I know.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Like you built that, baby.
I know, it's crazy. It's like, what?
Like
But
you built it. That's something you did with your own hands.
yeah. I needed help on this roof, that's for sure, but I mean, those guys definitely hooked it up.
I love you.
I love you, love you, love you. It looks great, right?
It looks amazing, baby.
Yeah. It has that wow factor. So that's it for the video, guys. You saw the whole A-frame get roofed. It was super awesome. One really cool thing I want to share with you is that we are opening what we call the Reverie Texas. That's right, that's our short-term rental brand that we're starting right here in good old Canyon Lake. So super excited for you guys to follow that journey and watch the rest of the A-frame get built. And next video, we're gonna start framing up the walls. It's gonna be super exciting. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, like the video. As always, I can't wait till you're here. See you guys.